Hello again and welcome to Shed Talk, my weekly magazine video series looking at the keeping, breeding and showing of cage birds. And in the last episode I said that this one was likely to be slightly shorter, and I repeat that now. I do apologise, but this will be a slightly shorter episode. I'm just really busy, and unfortunately I don't have time to do the recording and the editing, so I need to keep it a little bit shorter, like I say. That's not to say we don't have what I think is going to be quite a interesting episode. So we do have a chance to have a look at a new pair in cage number 4, and in that new pair we've actually got a new bird for the shed, so keep an eye out for that. But before we do that, what we will do is we'll have a look at cage number 1, which is the cage behind me, and see how that particular pair is getting on, and some good news, I'm pleased to say. So we will begin, like I say, with cage number 1, and this is the pair that's been down. So cage number 1, pair number 1, a pair that's been down for a little while now. It was the first pair that we put down, and the first pair that we added a nest box to. It is, you might remember, a grey-green cockbird that without doubt is my favourite bird at the moment in the shed. I really, every time I look at him, I am very happy that I managed to breed him. So yeah, so he's a 2025 run bird, so still relatively young, old enough to breed obviously, but he's still relatively young. And we paired him to a light green hen, and I'm pleased to say the pair are getting on very well. The hen has cleared the nest box out, as you might expect, so she got rid of most of the shavings that I put in there. There's enough in the bottom now to look after the 3 eggs. Yep, 3 eggs that are have been laid, and we will have a look at them. You can see them here. So the 3 eggs that have been laid, she laid one, and then there was a slight gap of about 4 days, I think it was, a bit more than the normal laid one, miss a day lay one. So and then she laid the 2nd and 3rd egg on those alternate days. So she's got back into sequence now, and you can see from the video that, to me, it looks like, anyway, I have not candled any of these eggs yet, but to me, just looking at them inside the box, it looks to me as if the cockbird missed the 1st egg, because that doesn't look full to me. The 2nd egg is starting to turn that really nice sort of pearly white colour, so I think that one's full. The 3rd egg, a little bit too early, was only laid today, so it is a bit too early to see how that one's getting on. But touch wood, you know, it looks like he has filled the 2nd egg, so hopefully all the eggs from here will be filled. I have seen the cockbird and the hen mating. When she comes out of the nest box, she's very attentive. She very quickly allows him to tread her, so I am hopeful that the remainder of that batch of eggs, as she lays them, will all be full. So touch wood, like I say, that she has managed to fill the remainder of those eggs. And if we can get some chicks off pair number 1, which is, like I say, my favourite cockbird and a reasonable looking hen, I will be very pleased. So a good start to the breeding season. We won't look at the other nest boxes, just again, time's an issue, and also there isn't a massive amount to update on those, but we will have a full update of all of the breeding cages in the next episode, so you'll be able to see which of the other pairs look like they might be going down and which of the other pairs might not be. However, as I did say, we have now found a cockbird for the hen that was in cage number 4 already. I'll talk a little bit about the hen in just a second, but like I say, we found a cockbird for her, and he is a new bird to the shed, so I will get him out of the breeding cage, pop him into the show cage, and we'll have a quick look at him. So here you are then. This is the new bird for the shed. You can see he's another Lutino. Got lots of pin feathers on his head at the moment, so not looking his best, but a nice little bird, I think. And he was a free bird to me, so once again donated to me by Mr. Terry Sadler. I'll just see if I can get him to turn around and get the tail down a bit. There we go. and get a better look at it. As always, he jumps across the perch with his tail resting on it again. Yeah, he was gifted to me by Terry Sadler, just the same as the other Lutino cockbird. He is a 2021 rung bird, so he is, you know, reaching that sort of age where he may or may not breed. Terry reassures me that he bred well for him last year, so I'm hoping he will breed for me this year, and it will give me a chance to you know, get a slightly different blood into the Ino family. So and as it was a gift, I can't complain at all about that. You know, he's not a bad, nice little looking bird, isn't he? I think anyway. So I was hoping, you might remember that I was talking about getting an outcross. I've not managed to find one yet, that just a normal outcross rather than the Ino outcross you can see here. But I'm still hopeful that I will eventually manage to find one that I can add in for this year's breeding season, even if it's towards the end of the breeding season. So this is a bird that is just arrived in the shed. Now, I know there will be lots of people saying he needs to be quarantined, and quite right, he will need to be quarantined. However, I'm going to quarantine him, as I've done previously with some birds, some outcross birds. I'll just move it across a little bit. Now he's stood on that perch nicely. Like I was saying, previously I've done this, and it's something that I'm not worried about doing too much. So in order to get this bird quarantined but also get it straight into the breeding cage, he's gone straight in with a hen, so he's not mixing with the other birds other than the bird that he is that I've paired him up to. So that's the way I've decided to quarantine him. If he is bringing in anything particularly bad into the shed, it will only affect one bird, and that will be that one hen. And the hen we've paired him to is the hen that was slightly underweight. You remember when I was talking about pairing them up? This bird has now had a couple of weeks, probably 2, nearly 3 weeks in a breeding cage, so and has put on quite a bit of weight, and I do think she wants to go down because she spends a lot of time trying to get to the nest box in the cage next to her. So I'm hoping that when I do eventually fit the nest box to this cage number 4, she will go straight in, and having had a week with this bird in the cage as well, that will mean that we, touch wood, they will be compatible, and they will and we'll get some more youngsters off of these. As always, off of this particular pair, the hen I know is not split for the Eno gene, so which means all of the Enos produced again will be hens, so, and all of the cockbirds produced will be split for Eno. So there we are. That's just, if you're unsure about that, I did do a video a little while ago about the inheritance of the Eno gene, so both Lutino and Albino, which is in effect the same gene. It's just one's blue and one's blue series or white, and one is green series or yellow. Right, what I will do is I'll get the hen out now, so we can have a quick look at the hen in the nest box with him, so you can see the two birds together, and see how they match each other. She is a green, which of course is going to help. Well, I have now got the hen out into the showcase, so we can have a look at the pair together, as I say. Before I do that though, if you enjoy the video, don't forget to hit the like button. Please give it a good thumbs up. All the likes help the channel to grow. If you're not yet a subscriber, please do subscribe to the channel. It doesn't cost you anything to subscribe, and it certainly helps the channel out. And if you want early notifications on when I release future videos, then do hit the bell. Before we look at them, I just wanted to give a very quick apology to all those of you who have commented on the last 2 videos. I've been very slow at getting or being able to respond to those comments. I hope to do it some stage this week, and to try and catch up on all of the comments that people have made. So again, I'm really sorry if I've been a little bit lax in terms of responding to them. Again, just, you know, time constraints at the moment. But if you want to comment on this video or any of the other videos, please do. I will, you know, I do my utmost to try and respond to all of the comments, and of course I do put the names of all those people who have contributed via the comment section on the YouTube channel are at the end of each video. Right, let's have a look at this pair and see how compatible they are. So this is them both in the cage together. You know, you have seen this hen before. She's quite a nice hen. Well, in terms of the face, she's quite nice, but unfortunately she doesn't have the best style about her. She's still a bit... I've been trying to get her onto the other perch so you could see them next to each other, or one on one perch and one on the other. Unfortunately, she insists on sitting just there, no matter how many times I try to get her to cross over to the other perch. I will see if I can get the cockbird perhaps to move across. She's decided to go across now. Okay, so we can see them both now, what he offers, he's got a very upright stance. I think you can see that there. Does seem to have a little bit of a hinged tail on him. It doesn't show that quite so bad when he's just sat on the perch normally, but you can see it there. The hen, however, as I said before, she does tend to lean across the perch a little bit. Doesn't have the best of style about her. So I'm hoping, as always, it's always hope, isn't it, that she will add a little bit more to the face, and he will add a little bit more to the style, and we'll end up with some chicks that are very nicely upright on the perch, have that really nice upright stance about them, but have a little bit more blow and a little bit more width across the eyes that they will inherit from the hen. That's the hope. Whether we can actually achieve that, I don't know, but we'll have to wait and see, won't we? Let me know, as always, your thoughts about this particular pairing. She, like I said, this hen has put on quite a bit of weight now. She doesn't have the when I hold her in my hand, she feels a little bit more bulky than she had done, and I really didn't want to put her down too quickly, being so much underweight that I thought she was the last time. She's not underweight anymore, so that time spent just sat in the breeding cage on her own has been time well spent. She is in condition now, in terms of the appearance across the top of the cere. It's just starting to turn that nice chocolatey colour, which is always handy. These two have been in the breeding cage for about 3 weeks. What am I talking about? So about 3 days now. There's no sign of them not getting on, but there's no sign of, you know, she isn't feeding her yet. But I suspect once I put the nest box on in a couple of days time, that will all change. I'm certainly hoping that will all change once I do that anyway. So yeah, as I say, let me know your thoughts on this pair. Reasonably well matched, I think, and the fact that she's just a normal light green means I won't be putting too much false colour into him. So, you know, you might be able to make it out on the camera, but he does have a little bit of green in the body. Not massive, but I can just see it anyway, particularly on the sort of chest and running down into the belly and between the legs. It's not too bad, and hopefully with this hen just being a normal light green, we can lose some of that for the other birds. Anyway, there we go, the new pair for cage number 4 and a new bird. Thoughts, as always. Once again, I'm grateful to Terry Sadler. Well, I have now popped the 2 birds back into cage number 4 and just let them settle. I have trimmed the vents of both of those birds just before I put them in, so hopefully that will help with any with the mating process. And I will leave them in there now then for another couple of days before I attach the nest box to that particular cage. Like I said, in the next episode we will have a full run round of all of the breeding cages. We'll see how cage number 1 has got on, see if we've had any more progress, and by then I will have definitely candled a few of those eggs, so we will have a more positive idea as to whether or not those eggs are full, and we'll see how the other various cages have got on in terms of clearing the nest box or not. Right, so but that does bring us to the end of this slightly shorter than usual episode. Again, I apologise for this one being slightly shorter, but it does bring us to the end of another episode. So until the next one, as usual, do stay safe and enjoy your birds.